vitamins and stimulants. And she then spent the day like as a sea otter swimming around in the water.
And Azilda doesn't know if it's the weed, the mushrooms, or her isn't.
Right, but just floating on her back, looking up at the sky and stuff. Yeah. Lemio is just in his tree, laughing and drinking and eating strange mushrooms. So you do form a bond a little bit with Silver Monkey. Let's go to Uker. Uker hasn't done anything quite yet. So Uker, is he celebrating or is he? So you're basically training, and is there any specific? Go back to Mark. Is there any specific?
He won't spell.
Okay,
No, he's got to get that from.
So Salr Wyrmbein, spending time there and going amongst the statues, you realize that Salr Wyrmbein is a source of magical power because there are so many like gods that are represented here that you're pretty sure that you could use this place as inspiration for spells. And I'm just going to have a quick look at the sheet that I created. If you go to the Runeshoyde settlement sheet, Salr Wyrmbein, you can learn up to 2nd level spells if you're neutral or if your god is neutral or 1 step away.
My god is neutral, and I want to learn a 1st level spell.
Okay, a single 1st level one?
A single 1st level spell, yeah.
Okay, so that costs 100 gold pieces.
Okay.
And on top of the 500 for training.
Yeah, leaving me with 400.
And that will take you
15 days.
Yeah, total of 5 days of train, 15 days. And then what spell are you trying to learn, Mark?
Abundant ammunition.
Lemio, for some reason, wanted to learn that as well.
Okay.
Cool.
I think it's because he just wanted to learn all the spells.
It could very well be.
Yeah, I think Lemio will be limited by time and funds though for this time around, so he'll have to pick 2. If we get to a point where we really need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so spend the gold, and that's basically what you do for 15 days. So
right.
After selling your stuff, that brings you to the 20th of Oak. Is Azildin finishes training. Plus 1 1st level spell. Which is basically a lot of prayer, burning of incense, and kind of like asking your goddess in very nice ways and intoning her grace to teach you how to have abundant ammunition. Which is
Sounds
such a...
good.
Now you... Yeah, it's a Twinkie spell.
Well, it'll be especially Twinkie when I'm, firing like
Adamantine.
8 arrows around.
Yeah, you can basically save your adamantine or reserve your adamantine arrows. I think it still burns up the 1 arrow that you cast.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 for all the all the constructs in the dungeon.
Yeah. It's the reason why you find so few arrows in quivers. Okay, so let's go to Uker. Uker, what are you doing during your downtime? Oh, Silva Monkey also tells you that you Mark, this is the last thing, that you need to go and visit Zybor. Zybor is actually outside of town. It's a bit of a trek to the forest. You may want to bring companions with you, but you keep busy at this point in time. She's the second person that tells you about Zybor because Zybor trains odd beasts.
Yes.
And she senses that you have like a connection with nature because you have cleric with animal domain and you're kind of like a pseudo druid in that respect.
Okay.
Uker, sorry. Well, let's switch to Uker.
Uker's got several things. He wants to pick up the hammer that won't move because that's not allowed.
Okay, so Uker, that first day, it's during the day of celebration. He has a couple of beers and then wants to sneak off and go and try to pick up the hammer. Is that
yeah, he's going to sneak off and try to pick up the hammer.
Oberon doesn't fucking care what Uker's doing during the celebration because Oberon's got so many spells and spell books to deal with.
Copy. Oh yeah, don't worry. Uker and him will spend some. In fact, if you take a look at that level up sheet, a big chunk of it is in Oberon's bedroll. So.
Got it.
Actually, Uker gives Oberon a scroll of beast shape. You write first, then I write up.
Beast shape. Okay.
Yeah, I got a beast shape 1 scroll. That if he writes down, then I copy from him.
I don't know if I'm going. It may take a while, is what he says.
You'll do. You'll do. I know where you sleep.
All right.
He doesn't know that elves don't sleep.
Yeah, they kind of enter this short meditative state. All right, so Uker wants to. Okay, even before you start training, you're gonna sneak down to go to the hammer.
Oh yeah, no, this is one of those. This will be like, oh, we need to train.
Are you going by yourself?
I would. I might be. Yeah, it kind of looks like it would be a by myself thing. I might bring others to show if I can actually do it.
Right.
Well, who's the most priestly like? You know, like I would maybe bring Azalban.
Zildan is busy.
He's busy. I know he's busy and high as fuck. I go to talk to him.
By the time you reach him, he's laughing about seals and silver monkeys, and you just don't understand what he's saying.
He's a silver monkey.
Your
priests are high. High like kites.
All right. So
we're communing with nature.
I'm gonna just monkey my way down
it's all
there.
Natural, man.
Yeah, you're just gonna go.
Okay.
Might not be the smartest thing in the world, but
Uker, you're gonna make DC 5 climb checks.
Yeah.
And you've got an ability to produce light somehow.
Shit.
Sunrod?
I got a sunrod, but we'll start with torches.
Yeah, sure.
Torches are classic.
Okay, so you're able to go down into the creepy lair by yourself. Let's change the map to the creepy lair, shall we?
Creepy lair? See, it seemed like such a good idea at the time.
And we'll just remove all the tokens of your friends, stick them off into the darkness.
Yay.
Oh, that revealed the shadow rat swarm.
No.
Where did Uker go?
Oh,
I haven't seen him in a couple of days.
It's Vampire Uker.
Okay.
Okay.
There's Uker. Creeping into the place.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're crunching over little dead skeletal bodies of rats and mice. Their spirits probably are the ones that attacked you the other day.
Bastards. I'm just going to erase all of that used resources on my character. Mm-hmm. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, dun, 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 dun. Oh,
Okay. You're startled by a few shadows that move, but they're just kind of like bouncing off the walls in weird ways. Torchlight is not perfect. So. The heads are still knocked off the four skeletons that did not animate, and the bones are pretty much where you kind of kicked and left them before. The carcass of Hrothulf the Mighty, which is a name of a previous strength-based character that Mark played back in 2nd Ed.
I was wondering if he was based off him.
Yeah, this is me throwing Mark an homage bone by renaming an important, or perhaps
an homage
important
boner.
character. Yep, homage.
Rothoff was the best.
Hrothulf was pretty strong too, if I recall.
Yeah, back when I think he had a 24 strength. It was like ridiculous.
Was Hrothulf 2nd Ed, or was that Hrothulf 3rd?
No, he was 2nd Ed.
Oh, he was 2nd Ed? Okay.
Yeah. 24 was like almost...
Right, 25 was
24
the
is like...
that
yeah.
you could be.
Yeah. We're gonna stick 3 torches in front of Rolthar. Light him.
Prothol?
Rolthal. You get the good watch.
Okay. Does that mean you got rid of your torch?
Yeah, that means I don't have a torch.
Okay, so there are the 3
So
torches.
it'd be funny if something pops out of the darkness to jump in the butthole.
It's a mimic pretending to be a torch.
Oh, that would be not fair.
Just turns off the light at an inopportune time.
Shit.
Okay, so Herotholf is looking down at his hammer, and you light up the place so he can see it.
I want to know how much is mini ton.
Okay.
And Uker's going to stretch. And drink a few potions. And by potions, I mean extracts. And a mutagen. And he's going to drink a potion. So there'll be one that is actually some quote-unquote real resources being used.
Sorry, I was just reading
Nope.
something. Yep.
No rush. It's time to make love to this hammer.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I don't understand either. Okay, so the hammer is mocking you by being perfectly balanced and just appearing.
By being perfectly balanced, it's there. So, just to run through it, we are going to drink an enlarged person, a mutagen, and a bull strength. We are also going to drink an ant haul, because this hammer is going to fucking move.
So what is your light, medium, and heavy load at this point?
My heavy load is... give me a second. My heavy load is 19,000 pounds. But my pick off the ground load is 38,000 pounds.
Okay.
14 tons, Jesus.
My light load is
Wait, that's more than
6,000
14
pounds.
tons.
6,400 pounds.
16,000 pounds?
No. My light load is 6,400. My pick off the ground is 38,000 and change.
So Uker can make... Oh my god.
Let's just find something that weighs 38,000 pounds to compare it to, just for funsies. How much does a fire truck weigh?
So what is your strength right now?
35.
Yep. And the bonus on a 35 is plus...
It's a +7.
No.
Sorry, am I doing this wrong?
24
35.
is plus 7.
Sorry.
Plus 17.
Plus 17, yeah.
So if you rolled a 20,
I could.
you're getting DC...
Sorry, on the 35 is plus 12. It's plus 12 strength.
I'm seeing a Metro bus weighs about 38,000 pounds.
Yep. So I can pick up a bus. Does the hammer weigh more than a bus?
No, there's a certain property going on right now. So,
Yep.
Describe what you're doing.
I am going to grab it with 2 hands.
Okay. You could feel the, like any sort of movement that is kind of like trying to pick it up is just your hands slip a little bit. It's not moving, or it doesn't want to move.
I let out a grunt. I give out a burst of with rage, and I try to lift the fucker.
Okay, rage. That's what gets you to 35.
That's what gets me to 35.
Okay,
and then the ant hall spell just triples my load carrying capacity.
If a creature tries to move this thing, they must succeed a blah strength check to do this. Okay, so you get a strength check that I think you can actually make at this point.
Okay, it's a strength check to move a thing. Do I get one per size?
Like as you're trying,
Yep.
like there's force, immovable force against very strong men.
All right. I get 20 on the first try.
Yeah, you made it kind of like warble a little bit.
Well, I've got 12 rounds of rage, so I've got 12 tries.
Okay.
Just fucking angry.
Oh, natural one. Screw you.
Yeah, your hands slip off.
My hands slip off. Try again.
Well, you failed by 10 that time. The first time you failed by 10, and the second time you failed by 10.
Well, I've rolled 3 times. They're all under 10. So.
Okay.
You also have that hero point for +8 if you really want to go crazy.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so you've done 4 non-lethal damage to yourself because you're hurting your fingers as you're trying to wrench this thing.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. What happened to all the skin on your right hand? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. The skin was always been that way. I failed. I rolled 5.
Oh, you failed by 10 again?
Yeah.
4 more non-lethal.
Okay. That's 4 tries. Try number 5. This D20 is the worst D20 in the world. Give me some more non-lethal, Papa.
1.
All right. Try 6.
You're like trying to give yourself a hernia at this point. You're like,
yes, I am. This is what we're doing.
okay.
This is what's happening. I will roll more than a 7.
2 non-lethal.
28.
This time it was so close. You thought that you made the head of the hammer rotate slightly. It doesn't go snapping back to its original position. It's now in its new position, and you see a little bit of the stone that was underneath it is clean in that spot. Like there's proof now that you have moved the hammer like a half inch.
I am going to try 4 more times to pick up the hammer. I'm going to save the last 2 rounds of rage in case we get attacked by demons or something.
Okay.
This is redoubling the effort. In fact, what we're going to do at this point, I'm going to take a second. I'm going to calm myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let the fatigue go away.
Okay.
We're going to address the hand situation a little bit. Ow, that tore some calluses.
You're basically trying to pick it up, right? That's the action?
It's supposed to. It's to pick it up. Yeah,
okay.
That's the action. All right, ready to go. 4 more tries. Fuck you. 26.
Okay, this time you think you're bending the metal slightly. You get that sense, but it's still not moving. It's kind of rocking in place.
32.
All right. If a creature succeeds at a DC 30 strength check, they can move the hammer up to 10 feet in a round. So where do you want to move it? You're like, you pick it up, but now it's coming down again.
I'm just going to slam it closer to. Actually, it's on the closer to the giant.
Okay. You're like, whoa, and it's going down, and it hits the ground. You're like right up against it. You moved it 10 feet.
Many ton. I'll pick up one of the torches and walk out.
Awesome. Now it's no longer the hammer that would not move. It's the hammer that only moves a little.
The hammer that only moves a little
Doesn't
bit.
sound as awesome.
Now I really need to learn how to ant haul because I used an ant haul potion. I go to eat something and take a nap.
Yep. Uker moves Jotun Granner.
You realize that eventually I'll be able to wield that.
Albeit only 5
10 feet at a time.
Well, he had
Well,
up to
what-
5 feet, but or
What
10
happens
feet.
when I have a plus 30-something strength score? That means I can take one and still move it.
Yeah, but you're moving it. You're not wielding it effectively.
Well, I can use it like the rock that crushes people.
Right. Come on, put it underneath. Oh, clink.
It's my mortar and pestle.
There might be an easier way.
Probably.
Give me a knowledge arcana check, Uker.
Hmm. Arcane. 20.
Okay. Uker thought he's heard of an item that acts like this before. There's something called an immovable rod.
Mhm.
And if you had to guess how an immovable rod would act, it's this thing. There's nothing inherent about the metal that, although the metal you're not too sure what it is, you after now playing with it and actually moving it, you're convinced that there's some magic about it that is keeping it in place, and it's not just because it's a hammer that weighs a ton. Like there's something magical that is acting here. That's your suspicion at this point.
He also believes that immovable rod is not a good name for the rod.
Not so immovable anymore.
As a man who needs precise recipes, yes, the name is a poor name. It's a poor man's name, and by poor we mean poor of strength.
Okay, go upstairs. We're gonna go eat a bunch. I'm gonna find the rotund lady because she makes the best stuff.
Okay.
That cookie was awesome.
So you go up and find Chala the Crone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got 15 non-lethal.
The
I'm
busyness
sweaty.
the busyness outside of her shack isn't quite going on there because this is just remnants from the battle. But you find Chala the Crone is drinking tea with the old woman orc. You kind of go into their shop and it's an alchemy lab plus a shop plus perhaps the old ladies live here. You're not sure. But they're sitting having tea, chatting with each other, and you see that there are cookie-like things. And I'm gonna drag Uker's mini over to the old ladies. That's how he's gonna celebrate old ladies and hard.
Old ladies. Uker's going to
Tea and crumpets.
nod hello and then
Okay,
wander into the kitchen.
you walk in.
Hello there, dear. This
Hello.
this was the strong stud I was telling you about. Catriza.
I'm going to drink comprehend languages potion.
Yep.
Yes,
This one has much of Bogtrue to him. I heard that he threw one of Wield's anvils at an intruder's head.
yes, yes, he did.
Most impressive. But I wonder what sort of man he is.
He's going to put up 2 fingers, one to each one, and sort of like a ha, and he's going to sort of scoot back into what should be the lab/kitchen area.
You're wandering back into the kitchen.
Yeah, I will start
this is-
making a.
What's he doing?
It appears he's making something. And the old women are curious enough that they get up out of their chairs to go have a look. What are you making? Uker's guessing that there's a full-fledged alchemy lab or two back here. They definitely make potions as well as, omelets and cookies.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is whip up a comprehend languages extract for one of them, because in my unprepared slot, I think I've only got one.
Don't worry, dear. We have our own prayers.
And she begins to cast a spell. Give you a spellcraft.
I do this poorly.
Hey, John, is Tongues a witch spell?
I believe it is.
26.
She is casting arcane magic. And
Another one.
Katrezra also casts a spell.
20.
She's casting divine, and they both cast tongues.
Very good casting.
You said your name was
Uker.
Uka.
Uker, not such.
Why do you
Uker's-
look familiar to me, Uka?
This is the old woman voice, is Chala the Crone. There's Katrezra.
Geza in Salr Wyrmbein.
Ah, yes.
She turns to,
The Hall of Heroes that I mentioned to you before. Salr Wyrmbein is full of heroes that once came through by ways of the stones.
Uker starts cooking. He starts cooking in the back. He'll keep talking, but he's got food on the go.
Are you a warrior on your world? My eyes are poor. And she's kind of like feeling your chest and, arms, and has to go up to get to your arms.
Not warrior. Bokari.
He is very fat, but strong underneath, she says.
I am Bokari, wrestler. I am athlete of my people.
And how is it that you learned the craft of alchemy?
Friendly Nagaji taught me this way.
It's a good thing you are not born on the world that I come from. Your strength and size would have meant that you would have been a warrior through and through.
I was asked many times to become guard or soldier for noble. I tell them no and kick them out on their backside.
Then you are very fortunate that there is freedom of choice of vocation on your world.
You have to choose very young to be good at your life.
Those that can cast or use alchemy in my world are trained. By the arcanists of the hidden closet.
Yes, well, it's a good thing that we're not on Ruak Durak,
She says as she sips some tea.
Do you know...
She smells like sulfur. Very old, very weird old woman smell.
Do you know of Gazarija? It is where Geza is from.
Yes, I recognize the name Gezar. Do you, Cat?
No. But all of those people up there are powerful, and their actions have shaken the very core of worlds, like the great volcano.
Yes, she worships a volcano.
Not worship a volcano. two old bickering ladies having their tea.
Volcanoes are. I have not climbed a volcano.
Nor should you want to. We'll risk falling in.
That is why we have potion.
Ruach Dorak has many volcanoes, and they have the whims of the gods, and through them spirits doth speak.
Yes. And as we established, she is not a follower of Groomsh, so don't be thinking that you're going to get some payback against the orcs. In fact, she says, it might very well be the reason why they were here. The loss of one of their oracles would not go unnoticed.
They come for special hammer.
They look confused. You know something about their home that they do not.
Do tell,
They want.
Luca, do tell.
And they're sitting you down, and she goes and gets a small plate of those cookies again. How many meals? Like, one cookie equals meal for man. There's
Right.
4 cookies on the plate.
This is my favorite lady of all time. We'll have a half cookie.
Okay.
For These are very good cookies.
And you're a very big boy. What is it about this hammer?
Queen Grenzeldelk wants Rolof's hammer and rock. It said so and I'll pull up the Alchemist's formula book.
The only queen that is anywhere near here is the Queen of the Three Kingdoms to the south.
It looked like Orc Queen. Uker has no malice about the word, just as a thing.
Grenseldek is not an orcish name, says Cat. It is a giantess name. A giantess of the hill giant Ordning. She is a wicked daughter of queens of her race.
Bad giant. Well, where did the rhyme, where did it go? Where did it go? Nothing.
Grenseldek has united many of the orcs under her banner. Their combined might, she calls them the children. She thinks for a moment. Of the twisted heart.
Rolof's tomb is in cliff. They were here to take his hammer, but they are too weak. They cannot pick it up.
What cliff?
Above the spring.
The Ostra Spring? What about it?
They used the catapult to break a hole in it, and they tried to steal the hammer.
Interesting.
But they are not. Rolof's hammer weighs many tons.
They seem interested in your tale. They're 2 old ladies. They don't seem to be in a big rush to go look at a hammer.
No, I'm just, where is Hill Giant Queen?
The orcs and the Orkneska seem to be coming from... sorry, I'm trying to stifle a sneeze.
The orc and the orc. Oh, see, you sneeze like a manly man. I sneeze like a really big girl.
I sneeze like my body's rejecting whatever's inside me. I'm allergic to your face. I mean, what? Where are the giants from?
The orcs in the Orkneska are from the west, through the valley.
You will find encampments and settlements and fortifications.
It is where Katrizra was sent, wasn't it, dear?
Yes. But when my eyes were better, I was able to come to this place to get away from them.
She's a seer, an oracle. And the priests and orcs of Groomsh use whatever they can get their hands on. During some of the early integration of giants and orcs, things didn't go well for them.
Yes, there is tension between orcs and giants, as well as those who are half-blood. Strength and greed keeps their alliance together, but sometimes they fight amongst themselves. The orcish blood runs red, and red is all they see.
And certainly no different for simpleton giants like hill giants. I heard that you killed one the other day just outside of this very door.
He was very big. I am doing bad thing.
Grenseldic comes from a place called the Tunlands. It is called this because everything that lives there weighs a ton.
Uker kind of has a big stupid smile on his face.
She is a daughter of the hill giant Ordning. She commands many, enough that if her ire turned to here, this town would not be safe. It is a good thing that her greed, like fat fingers in many pies, diverts her attention. This is all that I've seen. All that I know.
Oh, come now, Cat, you know more than that.
Who is the one that was protecting you during the fight?
Salr. Salr Morninghawk is an Orkneska that was raised in this village. She is curious about her kind, and from whence her orcish heritage comes. Ruak, Darak. If the orcs are allowed to conquer here, you will not recognize Volsgard.
I didn't recognize Volsgard when I came.
Apparently they're very destructive people. Not all of them.
Yes. Born in the shadow and ash of the volcano. And then Groomsh came to them. And now, entire continents of our world are under his yoke, and their influence has spread to other places. And now, the shadow and the blood of my kind has come here.
If they come to push here, we push them back all the way to Volcano.
She looks sad. If the dark tide of ash and fire and blood comes here, it will take more than a hammer. It will take more than the 6 of you.
Well, that was pleasant. I noticed that you were overpowering when you were making your potion. Perhaps I could show you a thing or two.
Big size, good for bones.
No, big size waste. And you won't be able to... And she's willing to train you. Like,
Yay.
at least as much as the settlement is. And she's allowing you to use the shack as per the instructions from the Jarl. The Jarl said we had to help. And besides, the cookies are much better when they're fresh out of the oven. They're softer and chewier that way.
I want to know how to... you can show me how to make cookie. I can do something to help you.
Chala's cookies are the only reason why I come here. She's lying. She's actually making a joke. She clucks like an old lady. like only old ladies can. All right, Uker. So you've explored a little bit, and you learn that the concept of multiple worlds is not lost on some people, even from this humble town, or certain members of this humble town. And during the celebration, Uker hangs out with old ladies. Got it.
Well, I mean, my brother, yeah, that's kind of what happened.
You spent the day stroking a shaft, and you end up eating some 2 old ladies' cookies.
Oh.
He's a party animal. So you are training for your 20 days. You're training in both alchemy, and then how are you training as a warrior?
I need to go talk to Biggin. Hey, big boy. Where's
All right, I'll move your miniature to Svarklo's house.
Svarklo, that's his name.
Yep. This is the day after, we'll say, of the... his house is kind of like a barn, because why not? It's a great character. Why don't we just use Bjorn, the concept of Bjorn from The Hobbit.
The Hobbit?
Yeah. Like, he's got large bumblebees everywhere. He's been there are, like, for a large man, he probably needs to eat a lot, so he's got, like, cattle and chickens and goats in his home, kind of running around freely.
So just so we're clear, the concept for this character is not Winnie the Pooh.
It's not Winnie the Pooh.
It's not Winnie the Pooh.
Bees and...
Oh, bother.
Oh my.
I was wondering when you were going to show up. Who needs martial training?
I do.
Yeah.
Me.
So I think you do, and I think the dwarf does. So eventually, the dwarf, after speaking to Miko, does training, and much to the thrill of the villagers watching you guys like lift things and attack dummies, and like Svarklo attacking you with trees and
Sparring with each other.
And Galeth riding up and down the lanes, attacking things with his lance, and yeah, Svarklo.
I don't want to arm wrestle with Uker anymore. Stop making me do that. I'm not saying anything.
Lokrik and Galeth
Teaming up on one arm.
Teaming up on one arm for Uker and still losing. Yeah, so Svarklo does have a bit of martial ability. He did kill quite a few orcs on his own when he wasn't trying to save his house from flames, and he's grateful for it, and he's willing to help you guys out. Otherwise, he seems to be kind of a homebody. He does like tend to a lot of his apiary, which then feeds the honey to the mead maker right across the road that he needs at his making of mead.
Nice honeyed mead.
He's not too talkative of where he came from or who he is, but
That's fine.
Yep.
And
So I'm going to put down Solva Manki. Solva Manki is a Druid 8. So she can actually train you up to 8th level. No, 7th level, sorry. So she can train Druid 7. And this guy, while he's not necessarily a fighter, he's got enough, like, Bab from being a giant, plus strength and that sort of thing, and then a few class levels, that he can train up to Martial 7.
Here are your practice swords. Jesus Christ, nobody could lift that.
Right.
I can.
But you can't wield it.
Don't wield it. I throw it at you. Throw anything. This is a thing, isn't it?
So he can train Barbarians to 7, which means he can train the other martial classes to 6. So he's actually one higher than the town itself.
Okay.
Miko is a Bard 6. Or you can train up to 6, and then there is a Cleric in town that is much higher, and his name is the High Watcher Trath Volvason, the one that you were making fun of his name.
Old man.
Take a look at my wife.
And he can train up to Cleric 7.
You may call me Old Man.
Oldman.
And a Grit Agate Thumb is the one who's got the library. She can train up to Wizard 6. And I guess you made friends with the witch.
Which? What? Paladin senses tingling.
No, Warwick, John senses tingling. John likes playing witches.
I do. They're so much fun.
She can train witch. She can train up to witch 6. So she's actually just a Chala the Crone. So she's effectively one source for arcane, for just the town itself. Do we miss anyone? Oh yeah, Mark needs a ranger, right?
You missed me, but
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Mark doesn't need a ranger. Mark isn't a ranger.
Mark is not a ranger.
Mark's a monk.
Yeah,
And a cleric.
I would allow a ranger who specializes in bows to help the Zen archer. It's pretty similar. There's a kind of a neat overlap. Okay, what is Galeth doing? So
I guess I'm training with the giant for the martial thing.
Yep.
But I need to find somebody to teach me paladin-y stuff. I don't think Ingrid is powerful enough for that.
Ingrid is one level below you.
Yeah.
She might be a good place to start.
Yeah. Take
Okay.
me to your leader.
All right. So you go and talk to Ingrid. Great. You find her at the house of the Galahorn. The house of the Galahorn is holy ground. You sense it as soon as you step foot on it. It's not an aggressive against you holy ground. There are a few under priests, as well as the head priest. He must be busy because he's not there. But you do find Ingrid praying to her god while you're at the Galahorn. The Galahorn is actually this wonderfully large horn that goes from like a regular size horn with an end for a medium-sized creature to blow into, but then it grows into this massive curly thing that actually goes out of the building and can be blown. There's some sort of religious significance to the horn because it is the focus of their church. Like the altar is right before it. Yep. And then part of the wall is painted in a rainbow for some reason. Like there's a weird rainbow painted up to a dais that maybe a priest could stand on.
Cool.
Is it an old bridge-like?
Yes. Okay, so Ingrid is praying before the altar when you arrive. And let me just... Where's your menu?
Where am I?
So Galeth, I'll drag you. You remember where the temple is?
Ah, yes, here we go.
Okay. Ingrid's praying, and
He approaches quietly and sort of stands waiting for her to finish. Not to be rude.
Heimdall is the one that possesses the resounding horn, Galahorn. He rides upon the gold-maned horse. Has gold teeth, and is the son of 9 mothers. He keeps watch for the onset of Ragnarok. She's pointing at, like, depictions on the walls. While drinking fine mead in his dwelling. His dwelling is located where the Rainbow Bridge Bifrost meets Asgard, the world of the gods. He knows his place amongst the Aesir, and thus men know their place amongst each other.
Heimdall seems an honorable and righteous god. I can understand why you've chosen to serve him.
He's the god of guardians, and I have sworn to protect those that I can. Or to die trying.
she rises.
What can I do you for, Sir Galeth?
You notice that she had taken off her gauntlets, and there's something about her fingernails. Like, her fingernails are sharp. And she puts her gauntlets back on, like she was actually showing her true self to her god. It was just something you noticed. Like, her fingernails were more claw-like than normal fingernails.
I've seen a bunch of weird shit here today so far, so that's the least of my worries. You carry the mark of the divine with you. You are a warrior of your god. Some fight for their god, but not all carry that connection as you and I do. I'm looking for someone to help me further my way down the path as a divine warrior, as a paladin, as a knight of Nuada.
Tyr is known to us here. The High Watcher says that Nuada and Tyr are in the same camp. That one serves the other.
So it is said in the texts of my world. But Nuada is the one who we call out to there.
There. Is it true that you're all from different places?
I can speak only for myself. They have told me that this is a different world than my world. I have no reason to doubt their sincerity, though it seems an awful lot like where I've come from. I would have expected another world to be different somehow, yet it is not. Your ways and language and customs are not unfamiliar to me.
You came to the right place. It's a place I came to long ago, when it was clear that I could no longer live with my family.
I too know that. was sent away from my home at a young age to escape from a plague. Put into the service of a hedge knight, a paladin of Nuada, the Silver Hand. I served him for many years.
Why did you leave home?
My mother sent me away to avoid a terrible plague. A plague she succumbed to eventually.
Okay, there's a ripple of concern that crosses her forehead, and she tells you sorry for your loss.
So it was a long time ago.
And she is with Nuada?
Yes, I believe she is.
My father would no longer have me under his home. For many years they tried to find a proper suitor. She's a very large woman. Let's see. 6'6", 200 pounds?
Jesus.
Like, tall woman.
That redhead from the Conan movies.
Yeah, eyes of mysterious, like that really, really light, mysterious blue. Super long hair. You wonder why she'd have a hard time finding a suitor. My parents were not like my grandparents. Hildir the Valkyrie, they called her, and Bronsaga the Dragon Slayer. It was their wealth that my parents lived off of, and they had no need for fighting, and they bought others to do it for them. My parents wished for me to settle down, have a family. The men that were brought before me were lacking.
She broke them.
The life of a housewife and landowner was not my calling. And in their final attempt, let's just say that I embarrassed my parents and the suitor. I was not a horse to be broken. I finally convinced my parents to allow me to join the priesthood here, the House of Galahorn. It was a tough road to convince them. In the end, finally, I was allowed to join. Very few women joined the priesthood. There were very few that could stand against. It was not the priesthood, however, that I joined, but followed in the path of a true Valkyrie, one who wields a blade for justice. I learned from the warriors of the temple, and by night learned the lessons of the Watchman God, and over the course of years now, they have tempered me into the paladin that stands before you. They dubbed me Shield Maiden. She seems annoyed by this.
That is a sad tale, but it has a happy ending. Few are chosen. Few are still make something of themselves. Those who follow the priesthood call out to their gods, but it is my understanding that those who walk the path of the paladin are called by the gods.
She was about to tell you something, like she was about to open up. But the High Watcher walked in. And she clamped right up, like she stiffened and is no longer going to say what it is that she was going to say. High Watcher.
High Watcher, greetings.
You guys turn around. Also, Galith,